Question 4.1, we have to solve for x and we are given 3 raised to the power x plus 2 is equals to ln of 19. So we have 3 raised to the power x plus 2 is equals to ln of 19. So we break down the 3 raised to the power x plus 2 and we write it as 3 raised to the power x multiplied by 3 raised to the power 2 ln of 19. We divide both sides by 3 raised to the power 2. So that 3 raised to the power 2 will cancel out with that 3 raised to the power 2. And we have 3 raised to the power x on the left hand side and ln of 19. So 3 raised to the power 2 is equals to 9. So we can compute the ln 19 over 9. So ln of 19 divided by 9 this is equals to 0.327, and from here we have to use our logarithmic laws. So if we had ln of a raised to the power 2b, this is the same as b ln a, or if we had ln of x raised to the power b, this is just the same as b ln x. In our case, we have to introduce ln so that we can have ln of 3 raised to the power x, and this will be equals to x ln 3. So we introduce ln, but what we do on the left, we also do on the right so that the equation can remain balanced. So we also introduce ln on the right hand side. So this will be equals to ln x ln 3 is equals to ln of 0.327. So since we are solving for x, we divide both sides by ln 3, I mean. So that ln 3 will cancel out with that ln 3, and x will be equals to ln of 0.327 over ln 3. We use our calculator again to determine ln of 0.327 divided by ln 3, and this is equals to, so x is equals to negative 1,017. Question 4.2, we are given 3x plus 4y minus 6 is equals to 0, and x is equals to 2y minus 3, and we are told that we have to solve for, so it was supposed to be x and y using Cramer's rule. So we have to arrange this as 3x plus 4y. The constant, we take it to the right. The negative 6 is going to go to the right, and it's going to change sign from negative to positive. So we have x is equals to 2y minus 3y. So we take the 2y and we take it to the left. It's going to change sign from positive to negative 2y. We leave the constant. And from here, we have to take, so x, so this row has to only be x, and this one also has to only to be x. So we'll have 3. The coefficient of x here is 1. The coefficient of y is 4. And the coefficient of y here is negative 2. This is equals to the constants 6 and negative 3. So to use Cramer's rule, we have to first determine the determinant, the original determinant, and we multiply the 3 and the, so we have to cross multiply. So 3 multiplied by negative 2 minus 4 multiplied by 1. This is equal to negative 10. So our original determinant is equal to negative 10. So to find the dx determinant, we have to take these constants which are on our right hand side, and we replace them with the coefficient of x. So the x's, and down there we have the y's. So we take this and we replace them with the x's, 6 and negative 3, and we keep the y's, and this will be equals to, we cross multiply again, 6 multiplied by negative 2 minus 4 multiplied by negative 3. So we use our calculator, and our dx is equals to 0. So to determine dy, we keep the x's and we replace the y's with the constants, 6 and negative 3. We cross multiply again, 3 multiplied by negative 3 minus 6 multiplied by 1. And this, our dy is equals to negative 15. So to determine x, we have to divide the dx with the original, the determinant of x with the original determinant. So the determinant of x was 0, the original determinant was negative 10. So 0 divided by any number is equals to 0. To determine y, we divide the determinant of y with the original determinant. The determinant of y, we figure that it's negative 15 divided by the determinant. The determinant of the original determinant, I mean, was negative 10. So this will be equals to 3 over 2. So this is equals to 1,53. So x is equals to 0 and y is equals to 3 over 2, which is 1,5. Question 4.3, we are given that matrix, and question 4.3.1, we are required to write down and determine the minor of element 7. So there is only one element, which is 7, is that one. And when we determine the minor, so after we cross that, we have negative 3, 4, 6, and 5, which are remaining. So we crossed, and then we remained with negative 3 and 4 and 6 and 5. So the minor is without. So this is also plus, minus, plus, minus, plus, minus, plus, minus, plus. So when we determine the minor, we don't use that. So negative 3 multiplied by 5 minus 6 multiplied by 4. This is equals to negative 39. So the minor of element 7 is equals to negative 39. So 4.3.2, we have to write down and determine the cofactor of element negative 1. So element negative 1 is that one. So we cross the row and the columns associated with the negative 1. So we'll be left with that 3, 4, 9, and 5. So the cofactor of element -1 will be equals to, we are left with 3 and 4, 9 and 6. But we also have to include, since this is the cofactor, we also have to use our matrix of the positive and the negative sign. So -1, where is -1 is here, and here we also have that positive. So we'll multiply this whole thing by the positive, because the -1, where there is -1, there is positive. So 3 multiplied by 6 minus 9 multiplied by 4 and this is equals to -18 as the cofactor for element -1. Question 4.4 states that a quarter of the sum of two numbers is 4. 4 times the difference between the two is -64. Calculate the two numbers. Immediately when we talk about the sum, we talk about addition. So a quarter of the sum, and a quarter means 1/4. A quarter of the sum of two numbers is 4. So let the first number be x and the other number be y. And the sum of the quarter of the two numbers is equals to 4. 4 times the difference between 4 times the difference means subtraction. 4 times the difference between the two is equals to -64. In the memorandum, they forgot to include the 1/4, so we won't get the same answer as they did in the memorandum. So the instruction is calculate the two numbers. So we have two equations, equation 1 and equation 2, and we also have two unknowns. So let's take the first equation and we multiply both sides by 4 so that we can eliminate that fraction of 1/4. So that 4 will cancel out with that 4, and we'll have x plus y is equals to 4 times 4, which is equal to 16. We take the y to the right, it's going to change sign from positive y to negative y. So x is equals to 16 minus y. So we substitute this x into the second equation. So where there is x, we substitute 16 minus y, because 16 minus y is equals to x. Negative y minus y is equals to -2y, and this is equal to -64. We divide both sides of the equation by 4. So what you do on the right, you also do on the left. So that 4 will cancel out with that 4, and 16 minus 2y will be equals to -64 over 4, which is equals to -16. So we take this 16 to the right, it's going to change sign from positive 16 to -16. We divide both sides of the equation by 2. So this -16 minus 16 is equal to -32 over 2. And -32 over 2 is equal to -16. So negative y will be equal to -16. So we divide both sides of the equation by negative y, so that y will be equals to 16, and x, so where there is y, so we take that equation, x is equals to 16 minus y, so that we can find also the value of x. So in the place of this y, we substitute negative, so we substitute 16, because y is equals to 16 according to that equation. So x will be equals to 16 minus 16, which is equals to 0. So x is equals to 0, and y is equals to 16.